Hey, welcome back everyone. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to restore a rusty metal gas tank that's in your garden tractor push mower. Now, the tank that we're going to be working on, this is actually out of our 1962 Simplicity Wonder Boy 600 that we're restoring. We're to the point right now where we're getting the engine ready and prepped to set back down the chassis so we can get everything hooked up and running again. But there's different ways that you can go about restoring these metal gas tanks. It's not hard to do. It's just very time consuming. Now, the approach that I'm going to be using on this, first of all, everybody's heard you can take white distilled vinegar like this and it will break down rust. Listen to this. You hear all that inside there? You can even see the rust cloud coming out of the spout on it. If you're going to go the white distilled vinegar approach, you're going to have to leave that in here like 6 months. And it's still not going to be as effective at the approach that I'm going to do. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to get you guys and show you how bad this tank actually is. Get my stick light down inside here. But as you can see, look at all the rust that's up here on the spout. Basically, that's what the inside of that gas tank looks like all the way through. Try and not blind y'all, but you can kind of see it's definitely not shiny and clean. Oh yeah, there we go. I'm getting a good view. Look at the sidewall of that tank, how rusty that is. So the way I go about when I clean and restore a metal gas tank like this, I'm going to take some regular, you can go this to the hardware store. This is this regular muriatic acid. And what I'm going to do is we're going to take and pour this muriatic acid inside this gas tank. And we're just going to carefully, flip it around like this on each side so it can derust each side of this gas tank. Okay. And when I do that, I'm going to let it sit on each side for an hour before I rotate it. So let's get started on this little process. We'll get it clean, and then we'll get to the point where we put the gas tank sealer and conditioner back in it once this is all prepped and ready to go. All right, now first things first, whenever you're working with muriatic acid, you got to be careful with this stuff because this stuff is nasty. So you're going to want to get yourself some safety glasses first and foremost to put on. And as well, you're going to want to get yourself I got an N95 mask here actually. I'll put this on. Because the vapors from that stuff, it will burn your nose hairs, that's for sure. Now, when working with muriatic acid, you're also going to want a good pair of rubber gloves. You do not want to get this stuff on your hands. This is just nasty stuff. I got some regular rubber ones here. Go ahead and we'll open this up. All right, now very carefully, we're going to pour this in the tank. And I poured about half of that in there. I tell you what, whew, this stuff has got an odor like no other. I can definitely smell it. It's staying in here, so I won't stay here too long. We're going to let this muriatic acid sit in this position for an hour. Then after that, I'm going to come over and I'm going to rotate it on each side so it sits. So it's giving the muriatic acid time to eat away at that rust. And then, well, you figure we're going to come back in this about, well, 1, 2, 3, about 5 hours of doing this process. And then we'll take and I'll show you how we rinse this muriatic acid out safely. All right, it's been an hour sitting. Now, I'm going to turn this and I want to show you something. I want you to listen. When I turn this thing on the side, you might be able to hear that acid eating this. Maybe. There you go. I don't know if you can hear that or not with my microphone or not, but it's kind of like it sounds like you're cooking eggs in a frying pan. It's got that sizzle to it. Something else I'll point out too that's interesting when you got your chemical reaction with this muriatic acid and the rust itself is when you have it sitting on the side, if you touch the metal that's on the gas tank, where the acid is working, this metal is actually, it's kind of like a lukewarm right now, with that reaction going on. So that's kind of cool. So if you're doing this at home like this and you notice that, that's perfectly normal. It does that. Yeah, it's just a pretty cool reaction that's going on. It's like I kind of thought when I put this muriatic acid in, sometimes when you pour it in there, you'll see smoke, come out of the gas tank when that first initial reaction hits. And that's really kind of cool when that happens. Like I said, you definitely want to have a mask on when that's going on because, yeah, those fumes are not good for you at all. Well, now that this muriatic acid's been in this gas tank for quite a while and we've been flipping it around on each side, letting it lay and end over end and whatnot, and laying it, on an angle so it can get down on this top side. Well, we're ready to wash this muriatic acid out. So before we can do that, though, how many out there were chemistry nerds like me in school? And before you take care of this acid, what you're going to want to do is neutralize it. Now, what you want to do is just get yourself some store-bought baking soda. Baking soda neutralizes acid. So I'm going to take and put my funnel in and open this baking soda up. Don't have to put a whole lot of this in there. So it's been a while since I had to figure this formula out. So I'm going to guess with 8 ounces of muriatic acid to neutralize that much volume. We're going to need about 6 tablespoons. Oh, this is cool. Maybe you can hear this. Hang my hat down here, my microphone. Now, and I pour this in there. You hear that sizzling from the baking soda? Bring you up here a little closer. Listen to that. Kind of cool, isn't it? Check that out there. Look how that's all bubbling and gurgling in there from that baking soda with a chemical reaction it has. So, yep, as soon as it's done doing its thing here, we'll rinse this out with some hot water. Well, I got this all rinsed out really good. I tell you what, washing this out with the hot water, this was so black rinsing out. It was almost like molasses in a way. It was just so dark and thick. And that acid just breaks all that chunks down, but this is all, there's no more rattle inside of loose rust. And she come out pretty decent. The only thing is, when you use muriatic acid like this, you are going to get some flash rust. That's inevitable on that. But the thing is, you just got to dry this tank out really good and blow it out really good. I got this blown out, and I'll bring you guys over here and you can look. And after this sits for a couple hours here, Then we're going to take and we'll put the fuel tank sealer and conditioner in this, and this will turn out really nice. As you can see down there, it's this like it's got rust pits in it, but there's no thick scale on there anymore. And we get down on their side, you can see it's a little better. But yeah, the surface is prepped. Once it's dried out good, we'll put the sealer in there. See, that's the thing. Even with some of the coarseness of that steel inside the tank, this sealer that we're going to be putting in there that seals that, it likes a rough surface like that to bond better than, like a finish that's like smooth like glass. So now that our gas tank, the inside of this has been all blown out good and it's dry, and this has been sitting for a little bit, at least a couple hours now. I just wanted to make sure that there was no dampness or moisture inside the tank before we take and pour our fuel tank conditioner and sealer into it. Now, this fuel tank and sealer that I am going to use on this, I've been using this product for years. I even use this on my gas tank restorations for my old Farmall tractors. I'm very happy with the results on this thing, and I cannot say enough good things about this. If you're an antique tractor restorer such as myself, when you're restoring your gas tanks, I would recommend this as well for your restorations, but I'll show you what we're using. Now this is Pour 15 fuel tank sealer. Now, I'm not sure if you can read that or not. My camera's having trouble focusing for some reason, but stops rust, corrosion, and leaks, seals pinholes and seams, non-porous flexible film, resistant to all fuels, alcohol, and additives. Now, I will be honest with you, this stuff is a little more on the pricier side when it comes to fuel tank sealers and conditioners. But in my experiences, it's well worth it. The only thing that I don't like about this stuff, and it's not a big deal, you just got to allow yourself the time to do this when you do your restoration, is once you do this, it even says right on the can, allow 96 hours of setup time before introducing gasoline back into your freshly restored gas tank. You want to take and shake this up. I've already shook this up a little bit, but I'll do it again. And get yourself I got a funnel that I use this stuff all the time for. And we'll go ahead and open this up. That is what it looks like inside when you open it. So when it's all said and done, your gas tank's going to have a nice silver finish inside, and it'll look like brand new again. Okay, so I just got the 8-ounce container here. This is plenty for a gas tank like this, because it won't take all of it. So I'm just going to take and pour this all in like so. All right, now once you do that, you're going to want to take your gas tank like this, and being on this style of gas tank right here, these are known for leaking around the seams here where they put this together. So you're going to take your sealer and tip it upside down like so. And we're just going to take and roll this sealer all around inside the tank and coat the inside of this whole gas tank with this stuff. I'm just rolling this all around in there. Take your time doing this to make sure that you coat the whole inside of the gas tank really well. Very important. You're probably asking yourself, well, okay, Sean, how are you going to get the top of the gas tank really well and you got the spout sticking out of it? I'll show you. This is what we do. This take a really good quality of duct tape. This is the Gorilla brand, and I do this. I'll just take and make sure this is clean, and while we cleaned it with the muriatic acid, it's going to be stick this to the top of your snorkel like this. Okay. Now you just you can flip it upside down, and we can get the top of that gas tank really well. That way, when it's all said and done, if there's anything in there that could drop inside our nice restored gas tank. This, for example, is something stupid we can't see in there. This is going to grab that and stop it from doing that. Okay. Now just continue, roll this sealer all through your gas tank really good. Take and pull your tape off the top of the spout. And as you can see, this is all starting to drain out. Just like so. We'll let that sit for a half hour. Then I'll bring you guys back and we're going to go through and I got some nice black engine enamel. I'm going to paint this and I'll show you what the inside of our gas tank looks like after this drains out in a half hour. All right, well, here's our finished gas tank. As you saw, we went over there and we threw a fresh coat of this regular black engine enamel on it, just so it looks nice. And I'll bring you guys over here after it's been draining out for a half hour and give you the best visual I can of what the inside of this gas tank looks like. Well, as you can see down inside there, it is 100% improvement from where we started with this gas tank, isn't it? And she come out really nice. And as you can see, the black engine enamel looks really sharp on it because the engine itself is black engine enamel. Well, how about that? That's going to wrap it up here on our small engine gas tank. This restoration we did, this is, like I said, going to be for our 1962 Simplicity Wonder Boy 600. If you got a curiosity about that, if you're just stopping by for the first time and seeing this, I'll post a link up here on how that project got started. Just a little information. That was actually a oil run we started on, where that 1962 Simplicity sat out in the field for at least 20 years out in the weather and environment and snow, and we were able to save that. This is actually going to be on a 6-horse Briggs & Stratton engine. Special shout out and recognition to our viewers in Indonesia and Poland. I appreciate you all very much for taking your time and checking us out and watching our videos. What we got coming next up on the channel as far as videos, we got a Craftsman DLS 3500 garden tractor we got to do some maintenance work on that you'll see. If you're all enjoying this content, please consider leaving a like or subscribing. I appreciate that very much. Until next time, I'm Sean Parmley, and we'll see you in our next video. Take care, everyone.